Hey all you cool cats and kittens. Welcome back to my You Know My Voice series. This is episode 6. So this week's episode, I thought I'd do a list of some of the stuff that I've sung, credited and uncredited, written and co-written, that hasn't become like massive hits but has done its own little cool thing, or not, but it's just a record that I love and justice for it. So I'm going to check those out right now. Most of these I'm going to focus on are going to be up to 2017 because we got records after that. So this is kind of like 2017 and behind. I'm going to kick things off with a track called Rikki for Blende. I actually sang this back in 2013. I love this record. It's kind of like dance, disco, funk, future. In fact, I think it should be re-released. Blende, let's work this one out. Let's really release this one. I didn't write anything on this record. I just got asked to sing it, and it's this like super cool record about being love, some kind of digital love. Rikki sounds a bit like this. Perfect vision of everything that I adore. You better run right back, Rikki, Rikki, run right back to my heart. Back, I wanna feel like an animal, like an animal. Oh, oh. Rikki for Blende, get that in your life. That was 2013 that came out. I think that sort of like just as Spotify was picking up. So moving on, the next record actually I want to shout out is a track called Ain't Got Nobody, and I recorded it in my other half Aiden's studio, Talbot Studios, which is an all vintage analog studio, and it's just as he set that studio up. That was also 2015, a record that Mistajam premiered and interviewed me, and I was super nervous and super excited because it was the first time I was speaking on radio after I Want to Feel had happened, Love Too Deep had happened, and Mistajam just gave me this wicked interview. That interview is still on my SoundCloud, go and check it out. I was like, let me try and play this cool and in true me style. That did not happen. So big up Mistajam, who also shouted out my IGTV series of You Know My Voice this weekend on his show. He is one of the main radio presenters, shouting out singers on records alongside Andy K. Wilson, Dave Tracy. Those guys have all been absolutely instrumental in my career and letting people know that the vocal records that I sung and championed and supported music that I'm releasing now on my label or featured on. So big up you guys. I got a load of love for you. All right, so next record, that was Ain't Got Nobody. Next one was called Be Mine, which I absolutely loved. It was the first major label record. It was with Ministry of Sound that had my name on it. That was with A Minor, who's a super sweetheart. Be Mine, I absolutely just love that record. When I performed it as well, it's absolutely gone off. One of my favorite times performing that song was at Festival of Colours at Beirut, and that was super awesome. In fact, that's where I met Chris Fade. Big up the radio guys today. Chris Fade from Virgin Radio is another absolute champion, and Chris Fade was the one that championed my first release, Do You Want to Be Loved Like This. All right, this next record, I wrote this top line, went and shot my own little video for it. It came out on Love and Other Records. It's called Sun Token with Saila. I love Sun Token. Justice for Sun Token. In fact, it was being played the other day on some random radio station I saw on Twitter, so yes, thank you. To anyone that knows Sun Token, my heart is with that baby. Sun Token sounds like, oh, I'll show you I'm strong. I will, know that I'm holding on. If you can just tell me what you need, I'll give you all of me. If you just love me again. Sun Token, Justice for Sun Token. I absolutely love that record. That was 2015 that came out. I wrote that. That was entirely me. That was my vocal production. This is when I first started actually really getting into me doing my own vocal production and then just sending off my vocals and going, no, this is the way I want it. So those little chops and everything you hear in that record and like the delays, right? It was supposed to be like a demonstration of how I wanted the vocal delays to be, and the producer, Saila, just kept it in as it was. So yeah, Sun Token, my vocal production.